Pali Canon1 Samyutta Nikaya. The Connected Discourses of the Buddha. 8. Vangisa. Chapter 8. Vangisasamyutta. Connected Discourses with Vangisa. Renounced. Thus have I heard. On one occasion, the Venerable Vangisa was dwelling at Alavi at the Agalava shrine, together with his preceptor, the Venerable Nikāyas. Now on that occasion, the Venerable Vangisa, newly ordained, not long gone forth, had been left behind as a caretaker of the dwelling. Then a number of women, beautifully adorned, approached the Agalavaka park in order to see the dwelling. When the Venerable Vangisa saw those women, dissatisfaction arose in him. Lust infested his mind. Then it occurred to him, "It is a loss for me indeed. It is no gain for me. It is a mishap for me indeed. It is not well gained by me, that dissatisfaction has arisen in me, that lust has infested my mind. How could anyone else dispel my dissatisfaction and arouse delight? Let me dispel my own dissatisfaction and arouse delight by myself." Then the Venerable Vangisa, having dispelled his own dissatisfaction and aroused delight by himself, on that occasion recited these verses. Alas, though I am one who has renounced, gone from home into homelessness, these thoughts still run over me, impudent thoughts from the Dark One. Even if mighty youths, great archers, trained men, masters of the bow, 1,000 such men who do not flee should surround me on all sides, and if women were to come here, still more numerous than this, they would never make me tremble, for I stand firmly in the Dhamma. I have heard this as a witness from the Buddha, kinsman of the sun, the path leading to Nibbana, that is where my mind delights. If, while I am dwelling thus, you approach me, evil one, I will act in such a way, O death, that you won't even see my path. Discontent. On one occasion, the Venerable Vangisa was dwelling at Alavi in the Agalava shrine, together with his preceptor, the Venerable Nikāyas. Now on that occasion, when the Venerable Nikāyas returned from his alms round, after his meal he would enter the dwelling, and would come out either in the evening or on the following day. Now on that occasion dissatisfaction had arisen in the Venerable Vangisa. Lust has infested his mind. Then it occurred to the Venerable Vangisa, "It is a loss for me indeed. It is no gain for me. It is a mishap for me indeed. It is not well gained by me, that dissatisfaction has arisen in me, that lust has infested my mind. How could anyone else dispel my dissatisfaction and arouse delight? Let me dispel my own dissatisfaction and arouse delight by myself." Then the Venerable Vangisa, having dispelled his own dissatisfaction and aroused delight by himself, on that occasion recited these verses. Having abandoned discontent and delight, and household thoughts entirely, one should not nurture lust towards anything. The lustless one without delight, he is indeed a bhikkhu. Whatever exists here on earth and in space, comprised by form, included in the world, everything impermanent decays, the sages fair having pierced this truth. People are tied to their acquisitions, to what is seen, heard, sensed, and felt. Dispel desire for this, be unstirred. They call him a sage, who clings to nothing here. Then those caught in the 60, led by their own thoughts, there are many such among the people who have settled on wrong doctrine. One who would not join their faction anywhere, nor utter corrupt speech, he is a bhikkhu. Proficient, long trained in concentration, honest, discreet, without longing, the sage has attained the peaceful state, depending on which he bides his time, fully quenched within himself. Well behaved. On one occasion, the Venerable Vangisa was living at Alevi, at the Agalava shrine, together with his preceptor, the Venerable Nikrodakapa. Now, on that occasion, the Venerable Vangisa, because of his own ingenuity, had been looking down at other well-behaved bhikkhus. Then the thought occurred to the Venerable Vangisa, "It is a loss for me indeed. It is no gain for me. It is a mishap for me indeed. It is not well gained by me, that because of my ingenuity I look down upon other well-behaved bhikkhus." Then the Venerable Vangisa, having aroused remorse in himself, on that occasion recited these verses: "Abandon conceit, O Gautama, and leave the pathway of conceit entirely. Infatuated with the pathway of conceit, for a long time you've been remorseful. People smeared by denigration, slain by conceit, fall into hell. People sorrow for a long time, slain by conceit, reborn in hell. But a bhikkhu never sorrows at all, a path-knower practicing rightly. He experiences acclaim and happiness. Truly they call him a seer of Dharma. Therefore be pliant here and strenuous. Having abandoned the hindrances, be pure. Having entirely abandoned conceit, be an end-maker by knowledge, peaceful." Ananda. On one occasion, the Venerable Ananda was dwelling at Savatthi in Jetta's Grove, Anathapindika's park. Then, in the morning, the Venerable Ananda dressed, and taking bowl and robe, entered Savatthi for alms with the Venerable Vangisa as his companion. Now, on that occasion, dissatisfaction had arisen in the Venerable Vangisa. Lust had infested his mind. Then the Venerable Vangisa addressed the Venerable Ananda in verse: "I am burning with sensual lust. My mind is engulfed by fire. Please tell me how to extinguish it, out of compassion, O Gautama." The Venerable Ananda: "It is through an inversion of perception that your mind is engulfed by fire. Turn away from the sign of beauty, provocative of sensual lust. See formations as alien, as suffering, not as self. Extinguish the great fire of lust. Don't burn up again and again. Develop the mind on foulness, one-pointed, well-concentrated. Apply your mindfulness to the body. Be engrossed in revulsion. Develop meditation on the signless, and discard the tendency to conceit. Then, by breaking through conceit, you will be one who fares at peace." Well spoken. At Savatthi. There the Blessed One addressed the bhikkhus thus: "Bhikkhus." "Venerable Sir," those bhikkhus replied. The Blessed One said this: "Bhikkhus, when speech possesses 4 factors, then it is well spoken, not badly spoken, and it is blameless, not blameworthy among the wise. What for? Here, bhikkhus, a bhikkhu speaks only what is well spoken, not what is badly spoken. He speaks only on the Dharma, not on non-dharma. He speaks only what is pleasant, not what is unpleasant. He speaks only what is true, not what is false. When speech possesses these four factors, it is well spoken, not badly spoken, and it is blameless, not blameworthy among the wise. This is what the Blessed One said. Having said this, the Fortunate One, the teacher, further said this. What is well spoken, the good say, is foremost. Second, speak Dharma, not non-Dharma. Third, speak what is pleasant, not unpleasant. Fourth, speak the truth, not falsehood. Then the Venerable Vangisa rose from his seat, arranged his upper robe over one shoulder, and, raising his joined hands in reverential salutation towards the Blessed One, said to him, An inspiration has come to me, Blessed One. An inspiration has come to me, Fortunate One. The Blessed One said, Then express your inspiration, Vangisa. Then the Venerable Vangisa extolled the Blessed One to his face with suitable verses. One should utter only such speech by which one does not afflict oneself, nor cause harm to others. Such speech is truly well spoken. One should utter only pleasant speech, speech that is gladly welcomed, when it brings them nothing evil. What one speaks is pleasant to others. Truth, indeed, is deathless speech. This is an ancient principle. The goal and the Dharma, the good say, are established upon truth. The secure speech which the Buddha utters for the attainment of Nibbana, for making an end to suffering, is truly the foremost speech. Sariputta. On one occasion, the Venerable Sariputta was dwelling at Savatthi in Jeta's Grove, Anathapindika's park. Now, on that occasion, the Venerable Sariputta was instructing, exhorting, inspiring, and gladdening the bhikkhus with a Dharma talk, spoken with speech that was polished, clear, articulate, expressing well the meaning. And those bhikkhus were listening to the Dharma with eager ears, attending to it as a matter of vital concern, directing their whole mind to it. Then it occurred to the Venerable Vangisa, this Venerable Sariputta is instructing the bhikkhus with a Dharma talk, spoken with speech that is polished, clear, articulate, expressing well the meaning. And those bhikkhus are listening to the Dharma with eager ears. Let me extol the Venerable Sariputta to his face with suitable verses. Then the Venerable Vangisa rose from his seat, arranged his upper robe over one shoulder, and raising his joined hands in reverential salutation towards the Venerable Sariputta, said to him, An inspiration has come to me, friend Sariputta. An inspiration has come to me, friend Sariputta. Then express your inspiration, friend Vangisa. Then the Venerable Vangisa extolled the Venerable Sariputta to his face with suitable verses. Deep in wisdom, intelligent, skilled in the true path and the false, Sariputta of great wisdom teaches the Dharma to the bhikkhus. He teaches briefly. He speaks in detail. His voice, like that of a minor bird, pours forth inspired discourse. As he teaches them, they listen to his sweet utterance. Uplifted in mind, made joyful by his delightful voice, sonorous and lovely, the bhikkhus incline their ears. Pavarana. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Savatthi in the eastern park in the mansion of Migara's mother, together with a great sangha of bhikkhus, with 500 bhikkhus, all of them arahants. Now on that occasion, the Uposatha day of the 15th, the Blessed One was sitting in the open, surrounded by the bhikkhu sangha, in order to hold the pavarana. Then, having surveyed the silent bhikkhu sangha, the Blessed One addressed the bhikkhus thus: "Come now, bhikkhus, let me invite you. Is there any deed of mine, either bodily or verbal, which you would censure?" When this was said, the Venerable Sariputta rose from his seat, arranged his upper robe over one shoulder, and raising his joined hands in reverential salutation towards the Blessed One, said to him, "Venerable Sir, there is no deed of the Blessed One, either bodily or verbal, that we censure. For, Venerable Sir, the Blessed One is the originator of the path unarisen before, the producer of the path unproduced before, the declarer of the path undeclared before. He is the knower of the path, the discoverer of the path, the one skilled in the path. And his disciples now dwell following that path and become possessed of it afterwards. And I, Venerable Sir, invite the Blessed One. Is there any deed of mine, either bodily or verbal, which the Blessed One would censure?" "There is no deed of yours, Sariputta, either bodily or verbal, that I censure. For you, Sariputta, are wise, one of great wisdom, of wide wisdom, of joyous wisdom, of swift wisdom, of sharp wisdom, of penetrative wisdom. Just as the eldest son of a wheel-turning monarch properly keeps in motion the wheel of sovereignty set in motion by his father, so do you, Sariputta, properly keep in motion the wheel of Dharma set in motion by me. If, Venerable Sir, the Blessed One does not censure any deed of mine, bodily or verbal, does he censure any deed, bodily or verbal, of these 500 bhikkhus?" "There is no deed, Sariputta, bodily or verbal, of these 500 bhikkhus that I censure. For of these 500 bhikkhus, Sariputta, 60 bhikkhus are triple knowledge bearers, 60 bhikkhus are bearers of the 6 direct knowledges, 60 bhikkhus are liberated in both ways, while the rest are liberated by wisdom." Then the Venerable Vangisa rose from his seat, arranged his upper robe over one shoulder, and raising his joined hands in reverential salutation towards the Blessed One, said to him, "An inspiration has come to me, Blessed One. An inspiration has come to me, Fortunate One." The Blessed One said, "Then express your inspiration, Vangisa." Then the Venerable Vangisa extolled the Blessed One to his face with suitable verses. 500 bhikkhus have gathered today, the 15th day, for purification. Untroubled seers who have ended renewed existence, who have cut off all fetters and bonds. Just as a king, a wheel-turning monarch, accompanied by his ministers, travels all over this mighty earth bounded by the deep dark ocean, so they attend on the victor in battle, the unsurpassed caravan leader, the disciples bearing the triple knowledge, who have left death far behind. All are true sons of the Blessed One. Here no worthless chaff is found. I worship the kinsman of the sun, destroyer of the dart of craving. Over 1,000. On one occasion the Blessed One was dwelling at Savatthi, in Jeta's Grove and Ātapindika's Park, together with a great sangha of bhikkhus, with 1,250 bhikkhus. Now on that occasion the Blessed One was instructing, exhorting, inspiring and gladdening the bhikkhus with a Dharma talk concerning Nibbana. And those bhikkhus were listening to the Dharma with eager ears, attending to it as a matter of vital concern, directing their whole mind to it. Then it occurred to the Venerable Vangisa, this Blessed One is instructing the bhikkhus with a Dharma talk concerning Nibbana. And those bhikkhus are listening to the Dharma with eager ears. Let me extol the Blessed One to his face with suitable verses. Then the Venerable Vangisa rose from his seat, arranged his upper robe over one shoulder, and raising his joined hands in reverential salutation towards the Blessed One, said to him, An inspiration has come to me, Blessed One. An inspiration has come to me, Fortunate One. Then express your inspiration, Vangisa. Then the Venerable Vangisa extolled the Blessed One to his face with suitable verses. Over 1,000 bhikkhus here attend upon the Fortunate One as he teaches the dust-free Dharma, Nibbana inaccessible to fear. They listen to the stainless Dharma taught by the perfectly enlightened one. The enlightened one indeed shines, honored by the bhikkhu sangha. O Blessed One, your name is Naga, the best seer of the seers. Like a great cloud bearing rain, you pour down on the disciples. Having emerged from his daytime abode, from a desire to behold the teacher, your disciple Vangisa, O great hero, bows down in worship at your feet. Had you already thought out these verses, Vangisa, or did they occur to you spontaneously? I had not already thought out these verses, Venerable Sir. They occurred to me spontaneously. In that case, Vangisa, let some more verses, not already thought out, occur to you. Yes, Venerable Sir, the Venerable Vangisa replied. Then he extolled the Blessed One with some more verses that had not been previously thought out. Having overcome the deviant course of Mara's path, you fare, having demolished barrenness of mind. Behold him, the releaser from bondage, unattached, dissecting into parts. For the sake of leading us across the flood, you declared the path with its many aspects. The seers of Dharma stand immovable in that deathless declared by you. The light maker, having pierced right through, saw the transcendence of all stations. Having known and realized it himself, he taught the chief matter to the five. When the Dharma has been so well taught, what negligence is there for those who understand it? Therefore, living diligent in the Blessed One's teaching, one should always reverently train in it. Kondana. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Rajgaya in the bamboo grove, the squirrel sanctuary. Then the Venerable Anakondana, after a very long absence, approached the Blessed One, prostrated himself with his head at the Blessed One's feet, kissed the Blessed One's feet, stroked them with his hands, and announced his name thus: I am Kondana, Blessed One. I am Kondana, Fortunate One. Then it occurred to the Venerable Vangisa, this Venerable Anakondana, after a very long absence, has approached the Blessed One, kisses the Blessed One's feet, strokes them with his hands, and announces his name. Let me extol the Venerable Anakondana in the Blessed One's presence with suitable verses. Then the Venerable Vangisa rose from his seat, arranged his upper robe over one shoulder, and raising his joined hands in reverential salutation towards the Blessed One, said to him, "An inspiration has come to me, Blessed One. An inspiration has come to me, Fortunate One." "Then express your inspiration, Vangisa." Then the Venerable Vangisa extolled the Venerable Anakondana in the Blessed One's presence with suitable verses. Enlightened in succession to the Buddha, the elder Kondana of strong endeavor is one who gains pleasant dwellings, one who often gains the seclusions. Whatever may be attained by a disciple who practices the Master's teaching, all that has been attained by him, one who trained diligently. Of great might, a triple knowledge man, skilled in the course of others' minds, Kondana, a true heir of the Buddha, pays homage at the teacher's feet. Moggallana. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Rajgaya on the black rock on the Isagiri slope, together with a great sangha of bhikkhus, with 500 bhikkhus, all of whom were arahants. Thereupon the Venerable Mahamoggallana searched their minds with his own mind, and saw that they were released, without acquisitions. Then it occurred to the Venerable Vangisa, "The Blessed One is dwelling at Rajgaya, on the black rock on the Isagiri slope." Thereupon the Venerable Mahamoggallana has searched their minds with his own mind, and seen that they are released, without acquisitions. Let me extol the Venerable Mahamoggallana in the Blessed One's presence with suitable verses. Then the Venerable Vangisa rose from his seat, arranged his upper robe over one shoulder, and raising his joined hands in reverential salutation towards the Blessed One, said to him, "An inspiration has come to me, Blessed One. An inspiration has come to me, Fortunate One." "Then express your inspiration, Vangisa." Then the Venerable Vangisa extolled the Venerable Mahamoggallana in the Blessed One's presence with suitable verses. While the sage is seated on the mountain slope, gone to the far shore of suffering, his disciples sit in attendance on him, triple knowledge men who have left death behind. Moggallana, great in spiritual power, encompassed their minds with his own, and searching, he came to see their minds fully released, without acquisitions. Thus those perfect in many qualities attend upon Gautama, the sage perfect in all respects, gone to the far shore of suffering. Gaggara. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Champa on the bank of the Gaggara lotus pond, together with a great sangha of bhikkhus, with 500 bhikkhus, 700 male lay followers, 700 female lay followers, and many thousands of devatas. The Blessed One outshone them in beauty and glory. Then it occurred to the Venerable Vangisa, "This Blessed One is dwelling at Champa, and many thousands of devatas. The Blessed One outshines them in beauty and glory. Let me extol the Blessed One to his face with suitable verses." Then the Venerable Vangisa rose from his seat, arranged his upper robe over one shoulder, and raising his joined hands in reverential salutation towards the Blessed One, said to him, "An inspiration has come to me, Blessed One. An inspiration has come to me, Fortunate One." "Then express your inspiration, Vangisa." Then the Venerable Vangisa extolled the Blessed One to his face with a suitable verse. "As the moon shines in a cloudless sky, as the sun shines devoid of stain, so you, Angirasa, O great sage, outshine the whole world with your glory. Vangisa. On one occasion, the Venerable Vangisa was dwelling at Savatthi in Jeta's Grove, Anathapindika's park. Now, on that occasion, the Venerable Vangisa had only recently attained arahantship, and while experiencing the happiness of liberation, on that occasion he recited these verses. Drunk on poetry, I used to wander from village to village, town to town. Then I saw the Enlightened One, and faith arose within me. He then taught me the Dharma, aggregates, sense spaces, and elements. Having heard the Dharma from him, I went forth into homelessness. Indeed, for the good of many, the sage attained enlightenment. For the bhikkhus and bhikkhunis who have reached and seen the fixed course. Welcome indeed has it been for me, my coming into the Buddha's presence. The three knowledges have been obtained. The Buddha's teaching has been done. I know now my past abodes. The divine eye is purified. A triple knowledge man, attained to spiritual powers. I am skilled in the course of others' minds. Chapter 9. Vana Samyutta. Connected Discourses in the Woods. 1. Seclusion. Thus have I heard. On one occasion a certain bhikkhu was dwelling among the Kosalans in a certain woodland thicket. Now on that occasion, while that bhikkhu had gone for his day's abiding, he kept on thinking evil, unwholesome thoughts connected with the household life. Then the devata that inhabited that woodland thicket, having compassion for that bhikkhu, desiring his good, desiring to stir up a sense of urgency in him, approached him and addressed him in verses. Desiring seclusion, you entered the woods, yet your mind gushes outwardly. Remove, man, the desire for people, then you'll be happy, devoid of lust. You must abandon discontent, be mindful. Let us remind you of that way of the good. Hard to cross indeed is the dusty abyss. Don't let sensual dust drag you down. Just as a bird littered with soil, with a shake flicks off the sticky dust, so a bhikkhu, strenuous and mindful, with a shake flicks off the sticky dust. Then that bhikkhu, stirred up by that devata, acquired a sense of urgency. Rousing. On one occasion, a certain bhikkhu was dwelling among the Kosalans in a certain woodland thicket. Now, on that occasion, when that bhikkhu had gone for his day's abiding, he fell asleep. Then the devata that inhabited that woodland thicket, having compassion for that bhikkhu, desiring his good, desiring to stir up a sense of urgency in him, approached him and addressed him in verses. Get up, bhikkhu. Why lie down? What need do you have for sleep? What slumber can there be for one afflicted, stricken, pierced by the dart? Nurture in yourself that faith with which you left behind the home life and went forth into homelessness. Don't come under sloth's control. The bhikkhu. Sensual pleasures are impermanent, unstable, though the dullard is enthralled with them. When he's free, detached among those bound, why trouble one gone forth? when, by the removal of desire and lust and the transcendence of ignorance, that knowledge has been cleansed, why trouble one gone forth? When, by breaking ignorance with knowledge, and by destruction of the taints, he is sorrowless beyond despair, why trouble one gone forth? When he is energetic and resolute, always firm in his exertion, aspiring to attain nibbana, why trouble one gone forth? Kassapa Gota. On one occasion, the Venerable Kassapa Gota was dwelling among the Kosalans in a certain woodland thicket. Now, on that occasion, when he had gone for his day's abiding, the Venerable Kassapa Gota exhorted a certain hunter. Then the Devata that inhabited that woodland thicket, having compassion for the Venerable Kassapa Gota, desiring his good, desiring to stir up a sense of urgency in him, approached him and addressed him in verses. The bhikkhu strikes me as a dolt, who out of season exhorts a hunter roaming in the rugged mountains, with little wisdom, devoid of sense. He listens but does not understand. He looks but does not see. Though the Dharma is being spoken, the fool does not grasp the meaning. Even if you would bring 10 lamps into his presence, Kassapa, still he would not see forms, for he does not have eyes to see. Then the Venerable Kassapa Gota, stirred up by that Devata, acquired a sense of urgency. A number. On one occasion, a number of bhikkhus were dwelling among the Kosalans in a certain woodland thicket. Then, when they had spent the rains there, after the 3 months had passed, those bhikkhus set out on tour. Then the Devata that inhabited that woodland thicket, not seeing those bhikkhus, lamenting, on that occasion recited this verse. Today, discontent appears to me when I see here so many vacant seats. Where have they gone, Gautama's disciples, those splendid speakers rich in learning? When this was said, another Devata replied in verse. They've gone to Magadha, gone to Kosala, and some are in the Vajjian land. Like deer that roam free from ties, the bhikkhus dwell without abode. Ananda. On one occasion, the Venerable Ananda was dwelling among the Kosalans in a certain woodland thicket. Now on that occasion, the Venerable Ananda was excessively involved, instructing lay people. Then the Devata that inhabited that woodland thicket, having compassion for the Venerable Ananda, desiring his good, desiring to stir up a sense of urgency in him, approached him and addressed him in verse. Having entered the thicket at the foot of a tree, having placed nibbana in your heart, meditate, Gautama, and don't be negligent. What will this hullabaloo do for you? Then the Venerable Ananda, stirred up by that deity, acquired a sense of urgency. Anuruddha. On one occasion, the Venerable Anuruddha was dwelling among the Kosalans in a certain woodland thicket. Then a certain Devata of the Tavatimsa host, named Jalini, a former consort of the Venerable Anuruddha, approached him and addressed him in verse. Direct your mind there to that realm where you dwelt in the past, among the Tavatimsa Devas, for whom all desires are fulfilled. You will shine forth highly honored, surrounded by celestial maidens. Miserable are celestial maidens established in identity, and miserable too are those beings attached to celestial maidens. They do not know bliss, who have not seen Nandana, the abode of the glorious male devas belonging to the host of 30. Don't you know, you fool, that maxim of the Arahants? Impermanent are all formations. Their nature is to arise and vanish. Having arisen, they cease. Their appeasement is blissful. Now I will never again dwell among the Deva host, Jalini. The wandering on in birth is ended. Now there is no more renewed existence. Nagadatta. On one occasion, the Venerable Nagadatta was dwelling among the Kosalans in a certain woodland thicket. Now, on that occasion, the Venerable Nagadatta had been entering the village too early and returning too late in the day. Then the Devata that inhabited that woodland thicket, having compassion for the Venerable Nagadatta, desiring his good, desiring to stir up a sense of urgency in him, approached him and addressed him in verses. Entering the village early, returning late in the day, Nagadatta associates too closely with lay folk, sharing their happiness and suffering. I am afraid for Nagadatta, so impudent, bound to families, do not come under the Endmaker's control, in the grip of the powerful king of death. Then the Venerable Nagadatta, stirred up by that deity, acquired a sense of urgency. Family Mistress. On one occasion a certain bhikkhu was dwelling among the Kosalans in a certain woodland thicket. Now on that occasion that bhikkhu had become excessively intimate with a certain family. Then the Devata that inhabited that woodland thicket, having compassion for that bhikkhu, desiring his good, desiring to stir up a sense of urgency in him, manifested herself in the form of the mistress of that family. Having approached that bhikkhu, she addressed him in verse. By the river banks and in the rest house, in the meeting halls and along the roads, people meet and gossip about this. What's going on between you and me? The bhikkhu. There are many disagreeable sounds that an ascetic must patiently endure. One should not be dismayed because of that, for it is not by this one is defiled. If one is frightened by random sounds like an antelope dwelling in the woods, they call him one with a fickle mind. His practice does not succeed. Vajian Prince, or Vesali. On one occasion a certain bhikkhu, a Vajian prince, was dwelling at Vesali in a certain woodland thicket. Now on that occasion an all-night festival was being held in Vesali. Then that bhikkhu, lamenting as he heard the clamour of instruments, gongs, and music coming from Vesali, on that occasion recited this verse. We dwell in the forest all alone, like a log rejected in the woods. On such a splendid night as this, who is there worse off than us? Then the Devata that inhabited that woodland thicket, having compassion for that bhikkhu, desiring his good, desiring to stir up a sense of urgency in him, approached him and addressed him in verse. As you dwell in the forest all alone, like a log rejected in the woods, many are those who envy you, as hell beings envy those going to heaven. Then that bhikkhu, stirred up by that devata, acquired a sense of urgency. 10. Reciting. On one occasion a certain bhikkhu was dwelling among the Kosalans in a certain woodland thicket. Now on that occasion that bhikkhu had been excessively engrossed in recitation, but on a later occasion he passed the time living at ease and keeping silent. Then the devata that inhabited that woodland thicket, no longer hearing that bhikkhu recite the Dhamma, approached him and addressed him in verse. Bhikkhu, why don't you recite Dhamma stanzas, living in communion with other bhikkhus? Hearing the Dhamma, one gains confidence. In this very life, the reciter gains praise. The bhikkhu. In the past I was fond of Dhamma stanzas, so long as I had not achieved dispassion. But from the time I achieved dispassion, I dwell in what the good men call the laying down by final knowledge of whatever is seen, heard, or sensed. Unwholesome thoughts. On one occasion, a certain bhikkhu was dwelling among the Kosalans in a certain woodland thicket. Now, on that occasion, when that bhikkhu had gone for the day's abiding, he kept on thinking evil, unwholesome thoughts, that is, thoughts of sensuality, ill will, and harming. Then the devata that inhabited that woodland thicket, having compassion for that bhikkhu, desiring his good, desiring to stir up a sense of urgency in him, approached him and addressed him in verses. Because of attending carelessly, you, sir, are eaten by your thoughts. Having relinquished the careless way, you should reflect carefully. By basing your thoughts on the teacher, on Dhamma, Sangha, and your own virtues, you will surely attain to gladness and rapture and happiness as well. Then, when you are suffused with gladness, you'll make an end to suffering. Then that bhikkhu, stirred up by that devata, acquired a sense of urgency. Noon. On one occasion, a certain bhikkhu was dwelling among the Kosalans in a certain woodland thicket. Then the devata that inhabited that woodland thicket approached that bhikkhu and recited this verse in his presence. When the noon hour sets in and the birds have settled down, the mighty forest itself murmurs, how fearful that appears to me. The bhikkhu. When the noon hour sets in and the birds have settled down, the mighty forest itself murmurs, how delightful that appears to me. Loose in sense faculties. On one occasion, a number of bhikkhus were dwelling among the Kosalans in a certain woodland thicket. They were restless, puffed up, personally vain, rough-tongued, rambling in their talk, muddle-minded, without clear comprehension, unconcentrated, scatter-brained, loose in their sense faculties. Then the devata that inhabited that woodland thicket, having compassion for those bhikkhus, desiring their good, desiring to stir up a sense of urgency in them, approached them and addressed them with verses. In the past, the bhikkhus lived happily, the disciples of Gautama. Without wishes, they sought their alms. Without wishes, they used their lodgings. Having known the world's impermanence, they made an end to suffering. But now, like headmen in a village, they make themselves hard to maintain. They eat and then lie down, infatuated in others' homes. Having reverently saluted the Sangha, I here speak only about some. They are rejected, without protector, become just like the dead. My statement is made with reference to those who dwell in negligence. As for those who dwell in diligence, to them I humbly pay homage. Then those bhikkhus, stirred up by that devata, acquired a sense of urgency. The thief of scent. On one occasion, a certain bhikkhu was dwelling among the Kosalans in a certain woodland thicket. Now, on that occasion, when he had returned from his alms round, after his meal that bhikkhu used to descend into a pond and sniff a red lotus. Then the devata that inhabited that woodland thicket, having compassion for that bhikkhu, desiring his good, desiring to stir up a sense of urgency in him, approached him and addressed him in verse. When you sniff this lotus flower, an item that has not been given, this is one factor of theft. You, dear sir, are a thief of scent. The bhikkhu: I do not take, I do not damage. I sniff the lotus from afar. So for what reason do you say that I am a thief of scent? One who digs up the lotus stalks, one who damages the flowers, one of such rough behavior, why is he not spoken to? The devata: When a person is rough and fierce, badly soiled like a nursing cloth, I have nothing to say to him, but it's to you that I ought to speak. For a person without blemish, always in quest of purity, even a mere hair's tip of evil appears as big as a cloud. The bhikkhu: Surely, spirit, you understand me, and you have compassion for me. Please, O spirit, speak to me again whenever you see such a deed. We don't live with your support, nor are we your hired servant. You, bhikkhu, should know for yourself the way to a good destination. Then that bhikkhu, stirred by that devata, acquired a sense of urgency. Chapter 10. Samyutta. Connected Discourses with Yakas. Indaka. Thus have I heard. On one occasion the Blessed One was dwelling at Rajgaya, on Mount Indra's peak, the haunt of the Yaka Indaka. Then the Yaka Indaka approached the Blessed One and addressed him in verse. As the Buddhas say that form is not the soul, how then does one obtain this body? From where do one's bones and liver come? How is one begotten in the womb? The Blessed One: First there is the Kalala. From the Kalala comes the Abuddha. From the Abuddha the Pesi is produced. From the Pesi the Ghana arises. From the Ghana emerge the limbs, the head hair, body hair, and nails. And whatever food the mother eats, the meals and drink that she consumes, by this the being there is maintained, the person inside the mother's womb. Sakanamaka. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Rajgaya on Mount Vulture Peak. Then the Yaka Sakanamaka approached the Blessed One and addressed him in verse. Having abandoned all the knots as one fully released, it isn't good for you, an ascetic, to be instructing others. The Blessed One: If, O Saka, for some reason intimacy with anyone should arise, the wise man ought not to stir his mind with compassion toward such a person. But if, with a mind clear and pure, he gives instructions to others, he does not become fettered by his compassion and sympathy. Suchiloma. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Gaya, in the Tankita bed, the haunt of the Yaka Suchiloma. Now on that occasion the Yaka Kara and the Yaka Suchiloma were passing by not far from the Blessed One. Then the Yaka Kara said to the Yaka Suchiloma, That is an ascetic. That is not an ascetic. That is a sham ascetic. I'll soon find out whether he is an ascetic or a sham ascetic." Then the Yaka Suchiloma approached the Blessed One and bent over the Blessed One. The Blessed One drew back. Then the Yaka Suchiloma said to the Blessed One, "Are you afraid of me, ascetic?" "I'm not afraid of you, friend. It is just that your touch is evil." "I'll ask you a question, ascetic. If you won't answer me, I'll drive you insane, or I'll split your heart, or I'll grab you by the feet and hurl you across the Ganges." "I do not see anyone in this world, friend, with its devas, Mara and Brahma, in this generation with its ascetics and Brahmins, its devas and humans, who could drive me insane, or split my heart, or grab me by the feet and hurl me across the Ganges. But ask whatever you want, friend." "What is the source of lust and hatred? Whence spring discontent, delight, and terror? Having arisen from what do the mind's thoughts toss one around as boys toss up a crow?" The Blessed One: "Lust and hatred have their source here. From this spring discontent, delight, and terror. Having arisen from this, the mind's thoughts toss one around as boys toss up a crow. Sprung from affection, arisen from oneself, like the trunk-borne shoots of the banyan tree, manifold, clinging to sensual pleasures, like a maluva creeper stretched across the woods. Those who understand their source, they dispel it. Listen, O Yaka, they cross this flood so hard to cross, uncrossed before, for no renewed existence." Manibada. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling among the Magadhans at the Mani Malaka shrine, the haunt of the Yaka Manibada. Then the Yaka Manibada approached the Blessed One, and in the Blessed One's presence recited this verse: "It is always good for the mindful one thrives in happiness. It is better each day for the mindful one, and he is freed from enmity." The Blessed One: "It is always good for the mindful one thrives in happiness. It is better each day for the mindful one, but he is not freed from enmity." One whose mind all day and night takes delight in harmlessness, who has loving kindness for all beings, for him there is enmity with none. Sanu. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Savatthi in Jeta's Grove, Anathapindika's park. Now, on that occasion, a certain female lay follower had a son named Sanu, who had been possessed by a Yaka. Then that female lay follower, lamenting, on that occasion recited these verses: "With those who lead the holy life, who observe the Uposatha days, complete in 8 factors, on the 14th or 15th, and on the 8th of the fortnight, and during special periods, the Yakas do not sport around. So I have heard from the Arahants. But now today I see for myself the Yakas sporting with Sanu." The Yaka that has entered Sanu: "With those who lead the holy life, who observe the Uposatha days, complete in 8 factors on the 14th or 15th, and on the 8th of the fortnight, and during special periods, the Yakas do not sport around. What you heard from the Arahants is good. When Sanu has awakened, tell him this injunction of the Yakas: do not do an evil deed, either openly or in secret. If you should do an evil deed, or if you are doing one now, you won't be freed from suffering, though you fly up and flee. Sanu. They weep, mother, for the dead, or for one living who isn't seen. When you see, mother, that I'm alive, why, O mother, do you weep for me? Sanu's mother. They weep, O son, for the dead, or for one living who isn't seen. But when one returns to the home life after renouncing sensual pleasures, they weep for this one too, my son, for though alive, he's really dead. Drawn out, my dear, from hot embers, you wish to plunge into hot embers. Drawn out, my dear, from an inferno, you wish to plunge into an inferno. Run forward, good luck be with you. To whom could we voice our grief? Being an item rescued from the fire, you wish to be burnt again.